What's up, guys? Breen and Flying Ryan here from We Are Wasted. We're getting on the Jericho Cruise, everybody. Before we set sail, we want you all to listen to the High Spot podcast. Here we go.
All right, Trendsetter, I am excited for this interview because one of the bright spots of us doing this podcast was being able to do several interviews with a lot of people that are in the wrestling business, but we've never done music before. So this was going to be a good episode here. And one of our favorite things that we've ever done is we set sail on the Jericho Cruise, the very first ever Jericho Cruise, right? How great was that, Trendsetter?
Oh my God, I hit that buffet like it was no tomorrow, man. That was awesome.
It was awesome. And join us now, of course, is the group We Are Wasted, who are booked on the Jericho Cruise. Now it's going on number 4. That's crazy, man. And we got Breen and Flying Ryan here to just talk about how their journey started from their band to getting booked on the Jericho Cruise. What's up, gentlemen? How you doing?
What's up?
What's up?
So we're here than you guys.
So listen, we had a blast. The first time was we didn't know what to expect. It was everything and then some. We really had a blast. One of the top vacations we've ever taken here. We set sail, and it was fun. Really, really good time. So first and foremost, guys, before we get to the cruise, talk about just your band, how it began, the inception, how many people are in it. Just tell us a little backstory.
Yeah, so me and Ryan have been buddies since like elementary school, and we kind of grew up playing guitar together. And we probably started about 10 years ago. It was me and him. We've had like plenty of different drummers and bass players throughout the whole thing, but it's usually been 5 or 4 of us. We had a keyboarder for a little bit, but now it's just 4 of us. But French Dip and Polly Bobo's there working. They couldn't make it.
All right, but we got 2 of you, so that's something there. So here we go, man. Like, how did you hear about the cruise? How did you want to decide to get on board? Like, how did that start out?
It was pretty much like right after that first cruise. I guess I followed Jericho on Instagram, and I must have started following the cruise, and I was just like, dude, this looks like the funnest fucking thing in the whole world right now. Just like wrestling and comedians and bands, all this stuff. Casino, drinking. And we were all playing poker one night, and I was looking at him like, dude, look at all this. What the fuck? Like, ooh. And I'm one of the main ones that is like super wrestling fanatic or whatever. And I was just like, look at all these other bands. Like, there weren't like huge bands on the first one. I'm like, these guys probably just are homies with Jericho, so we got them on the cruise. I'm like, maybe if we just bug Jericho enough, we'll fucking get booked on the cruise. So we're like, we'll do the Walls of Jericho every single day. Yeah. We'll tag him and his band and whatever, all this stuff, and he'll fucking book us because we'll get his attention that way.
And it works. Like, you guys got his attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
what is almost 1,000 days later? Yeah. We flew out to Ohio to open up for Fozzy too. Is kind of another thing that we did was he emailed all the bands that they were on tour with, and then one of them was like, okay, yeah, sure. And so that gave us an opportunity just to even go out there and show like, hey, we're playing the same stage, and you know what I mean? Like, so that was kind of like above and beyond over the Jericho. Plus, we have all the cameos and stuff too. So just kind of like that, just persistence and hard work. But it all started when we were playing poker. We just had the idea, and then we just kind of kept going with it. And we try to just keep it as fun and interesting. We try and keep it, different and make it funny and have a good time with it too, because it's, it's fun after all this time too. But
900 something days. It's like you gotta change it up.
Yeah.
Fucking, it's hard to like think of something new every day, but we're like, fuck it, dude. Where's the prop? Oh, you got a banana? Let's put the banana on the ground. Yeah. I'll slip on the banana and then give me the Walls of Jericho. It's something random.
Hey, dude, that's why creativity is always an amazing thing, though. Real quick, did you guys follow Fozzy at all? Did you guys follow the band before you knew about the Jericho Cruise?
I did, because Jericho is one of my favorite wrestlers growing up. Like we were all watching the Attitude Era and stuff growing up, and I was always one of the dudes that liked Jericho because like he's the heel, and usually little kids, they don't really go for the heels, But I'm like, dude, that dude's funny, Jericho, dude. And I always like do the Walls of Jericho and my sister and shit. It was my favorite. It was an easy move to pull off. I was the little guy getting suplexed back in the day, so I'm like the Walls of Jericho is the one that I could do to everybody else. But yeah, it's like we met Jericho a few times. I think it was like day 131. We went to some convention center, and Jericho's there signing stuff or whatever. And we gave him like our albums and some T-shirts, and we had a show that night with Quiet Riot in our hometown. It's like an hour away from where we met him. We're like, hey, here's 2 tickets. Come to our show, Jericho. And at this point, we were hoping he kind of knew who we were after 130 days. Because to us back then, that was a long time. Now it's like, oh, only 130? Yeah. Of course not. We thought we'd get like a month of doing it.
Like, it'll be so easy, right? Let's just keep doing it, right? And then now here we are over 2 years later.
Yeah, like if someone told me back when I was like, hey, we're going to do it every day, that it was going to take 1,000-something days, I would have been like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but still, it'd be worth doing, you know why? Because you got booked on a place that you wanted to go to. I mean, it's one thing looking at Instagram and saying, hey, dude, I want to do this. And now after 100, it could have been 200, 300, 400 days to finally get a chance and opportunity to be on the boat and to experience that now. I mean, Jeff and I experienced it as fans, going down there, watching wrestling, listening to rock and roll, doing some DDP yoga, all these weird things you get to do on the cruise, some gambling and stuff like that, drinking, having a good time. You guys are going to be there center stage. And, I mean, what are you guys anticipating? Are there any anticipations in the mind right now? What's going to be like to be on the ship?
I mean, I've never been on a cruise, so this is all freaking new to me. So I'm just super stoked. Everyone that we've met through just social media on this cruise has said it's like the best trip ever. And we've done a couple other podcasts with dudes who are on the cruise, and they're like, yeah, dude, best vacation ever. And from what I've seen, it looks like it's adults only. I haven't seen any like kids on the cruise or anything. I don't know if they are at 21.
Yeah, I don't believe there were kids on the cruise, which kind of, it's an adult vacation, but that was a good thing though, and
exactly. Like you don't have to worry about anything or no like little kids getting in the way. It's like
just go out and party hardy and have a good time. It's gonna be exciting because I mean it'd be really cool to just be on the cruise in general, and then now add in the little extra element of being a part of bringing that experience to other people too. It's gonna be it's gonna be like the clash of both of those realms, but it's gonna be super exciting, man. It'll be super fun to go out there with everybody, do our thing, and hang out with everybody.
What's super cool is you get to interact with a lot of fans. So I think once you guys, because one thing that I was telling the trendsetter here, one thing we tell a lot of guests here who are getting into the wrestling scene is once you do something for the wrestling fan, once they remember you about something, you're gold with them, man. You're good forever. They recognize, hey, I remember you on the cruise, whatever, and they're always going to be a fan of you, man. They are wrestling fans are one of the most loyal fan base out there. So you're going to get a chance to interact.
It'd be similar to music. I'm sure a lot of people follow you guys from the very beginning, what you guys did, and they're die hardcores to the very end, and that's what you'll get with the wrestling fans as well. Are there any bands that that are booked on the cruise that you're looking forward to talking to? Because it's a great way to network with people.
Yeah, I mean, we opened for Quiet Riot, so it's funny that the one band that's kind of headlining other than Fozzy is Quiet Riot, because you're like, oh shit, we just played with those guys a couple of years ago. I don't know if they'll remember us or I'm sure they play with thousands of bands, but and we also have a show. Paradise Kitty played the last cruise, and we're playing with them in a couple weeks at the Whiskey. So it's because I talked to the singer. She came into the bar I work at, and she's like, yeah, you just got to find the bands who are playing on the cruise, book other shows with them. Because I'm like, how the hell did you guys get booked? I've been trying for almost 3 years. She's like, oh, an agent got us or whatever. And she's like, Jericho doesn't really do the booking like the cruise kind of does, in which Jericho kind of just has a little say in it. So with us, it's there's a couple buy-ons or whatever. So the bands pay whatever to get on the cruise and play. But one day the way we found out, I get this message on Instagram. The guy's like, "Oh, I'm Chris Jericho's partner for the cruise. What's your contact info? Email me." And I was like, "What the fuck is this, dude?"
Yeah,
someone trying to fucking call me. And
Jericho.
It's Jericho.
Tell him
Like,
you're doing
it's-
a podcast right now, and that you can't. God, Chris,
He's such a needy guy. He really is.
But so you guys are saying,
I was saying, like, because one of the main reasons we spend a lot of money on like cameos and just going to Ohio and all this stuff, and like the way this guy opens up is like, hey, so how much have you guys spent on all these cameo videos? I'm like, dude, like we've probably spent like 10 grand trying to get on this cruise. Like we could have easily just bought tickets and gone on it, but it's like we wanted to be a part of
it. Yeah.
And he's like, so you guys wouldn't mind doing the buy-on or whatever? I'm like, dude, we will fucking do anything. He's like, I just got off the phone with Chris. He said he personally wants you guys to be one of the buy-on. And there's like 2 slots for it. And he's like, the last group that bought on is going on tour with them now. So he's like, there's definitely benefit or whatever. I'm like, dude, like we would have done it either way, you know? But yeah, it was just crazy finding out like that. Like couldn't even believe it. And he's like, all right, the cruise managers, they'll get in contact you. We'll be in a big group thing, and then sign the contract, and it's done. It's crazy.
Wow, that's gonna be so surreal. The guy you've watched wrestle said, and you hearing from the booking agent that he personally wants you guys to be on the cruise perform. That you had to be on cloud 9 by that time.
Yeah, I was like literally like got off the phone. I was like, no fucking way, dude. Like 1,000 days. But like we just played in Ohio with Fozzy. We opened for them, and it was a kind of super. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Oh, it's my fault.
Oh, pendejo. Yeah, it's like so we booked the show October 2020. It was supposed to happen May this year, and then it got pushed back or whatever. After we got booked, because we bought the tickets or whatever for the show, I emailed the dude. I'm like, hey, just want to make sure we're still on the gig. We saw it got pushed back till September. He's like, yeah, 100%. You guys are on. Don't worry about it. I'm like, okay. And we get our plane tickets, our Airbnb. We're all ready to go to Ohio. And we message him. And we're like, hey, so we just want to know what time should we be there? Is there a sound check? And he's like, hey, can I call you? I'm like, oh, fuck. He's like, hey, so the tour manager's kind of mad. He didn't know you guys were going to be playing. He didn't want any openers. He's like, you guys want like a refund? I'm like, no, dude, like we already bought our tickets. Like we made a huge deal. People donated. Like,
it's like we're playing that show.
We're coming. He's like, okay. He's like, well, we're kind of a big venue. We have a couple different rooms. Maybe we could like put you in another room. And we're like, fuck. I mean, if we have to, we will, but we'd rather be on this. I mean, the same stage with Fozzy. He's like, okay. See what I can do. And then, yeah, like a week before, he's like, yeah, gonna have to put you in another room. We'll get you guys early and we'll call it the pre-party with We Are Wasted. I'm like, all right, whatever. We're still playing the gig or whatever. And the day of the show, we hit him up and he's like, all right, I got you guys on the main stage. You're at 7:00, all this stuff. He's like, the tour manager's really pissed at me. And I'm like, fuck. He's like, don't worry about it. Just like, don't talk to him. We're like, fuck, okay. So we get there and we're kind of like going up to the guy and be like, hey, sorry, all the confusion and stuff. But it's like they were on tour with like 2 or 3 other bands. And I guess 2 of them dropped out. So it's like, it was almost lucky that we were there because otherwise it would have just been 2 bands instead of 4. So we got the first spot. But yeah, after a while, the tour manager was kind of cool with us. We got on stage. He's like, all right, guys, 30 minutes, not a second later. We're like, okay, we got it. We finished like 20 minutes, 28 minutes. People were saying encore. We were like, no, we got to get out. Took all the shit off stage. Great show. Everyone loved it. The crowd was like asking for autographs and pictures. And then the second band was playing. And then right before Fozzy starts, I see the tour manager talking to my drummer and bass player. And I go up, I'm like, hey, man, thanks again for, he's like, bad time, dude. We're like, oh, fuck. And he's like, your drummer broke our fucking TV. We're like, oh, no, dude.
Oh.
And he like walked away all pissed. And I'm like, Paul, what the fuck, dude? He's like, oh, I don't know. But anyways, we paid him $500 for the TV, like right away, cash. We're like, hey, here you go. We're super sorry. And they're like, oh, cool. We're like, oh, we'll just go buy another one tomorrow. We got a spare in the van. It was like a little bit smaller than the other one, but
yeah,
it worked out. But I was like tripping. I was so mad at my drummer. I went outside in the middle of nowhere, Ohio, like cooling off for like 45 minutes. Because I'm like, fuck, we just did this for 900 days. Jericho's going to hate us. We broke his TV. He's never going to want to book us on the cruise. Fucking Polly Bobos. Super pissed. And then I hear Fozzy start, and I'm like, I can't fucking miss Fozzy playing right now. So I go in, standing by myself, drink like 6 Bud Lights, just watching Fozzy. Fucking our player Rich Ward was like right in front of me because I was on the rail. He kept looking at me like, woo, because he could tell I was all upset and shit. And then after the show, I kept going up to all of them. I'm like, hey, like, really sorry we broke your TV. And they're like, dude, don't trip. You guys paid for it. You made it right. He's like, don't even worry about it. So it's like we got their respect because we broke their TV. It's almost like if we didn't break their TV, would we even be booked on the cruise, you know?
Yeah.
Like it gave them something for them to remember. Like, hey, remember those idiots? They broke our fucking TV and paid for it, right?
Let them remember you for something, right? I mean,
leave a lasting impression, whatever way you can, basically. I mean, you made it right. You paid for it. So it's like, hey, no harm, no foul. So, it would have been worse if you guys broke it. Oh, we're sorry. And then like, oh, we're stuck with a broken TV. Those assholes, the ones that broke it, they haven't even paid for the damn thing.
Yeah, they probably thought like we're just some kids from California. We're going to leave, never see us ever again. So they're like, oh, shit, they paid for it. Cool. On with the show.
So you're talking about the buy-in, and you've had fans support you. So you've offered like kind of different tiers for them, showing them your support. So just want to talk about that and see how the fans can, pitch in and help you guys out on your venture towards the Jericho Cruise.
Yeah, the GoFundMe, because we figured we'll pay for it either way, but it'd be nice if we had help, So the first tier was like 0 to 99, and you get our last 2 records signed, a bunch of stickers and pins and stuff. Then the second tier was, we're gonna get like an exclusive Jericho Cruise T-shirt. We are wasted something, and like only the people who donate that much will get one. And then maybe we'll sell them on the cruise or something, so people can have them like that. Cool. And I think the third one is you get like a signed prop from one of the videos that we've done, because we keep all like smashed guitars that get hit over my back, or like the kendo sticks and all this shit. It's like, we'll sign one of those, put day, this was day 650, we were wasted video, boom, and you get the shirt and like everything in the other tiers. I think that was up to like 250 or something. But then after that, it was like, you get a song written about you. And I already have the people donate. I'm like, fuck, I'm going to have to write a bunch of songs about people. Like you and your eyes. Yeah.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So definitely, guys, go help them out there on there. Where can they go and help you guys out?
Probably easiest way would go to our Instagram, and then we have in our profile link goes to like
the link tree.
Yeah, link tree goes to everything. So it has the GoFundMe right there. Because if you just went to GoFundMe, you probably have to like search exactly what it's called. Jericho Cruise.
You want to make it as easy as possible for them to get to that link. So you can check them out on their IG, we_r_wasted. How about the Facebook page? You guys got a link there for the Facebook page too? You also want to hit them up too on the Facebook page too.
The Facebook, I think, is on the link tree.
Is on there too.
And the Spotify,
There's a couple links on there.
Yeah, our Facebook, if you go to We Are Wasted Facebook, it should pop up, and we have the GoFundMe link on there too.
That is awesome. So definitely worth helping these guys out. I mean, they really were persistent. They really had a goal set, and they met it, man. Really inspiring stuff here, guys.
But I got to ask one thing before we wrap it up, guys. And thank you so much for your time. For me, it's been very rare that I've had a chance to go see bands live. It's definitely a different experience for people that have watched you and listened to your material and listened to your music, right? But if you were to tell anybody who's watching this that haven't had a chance to see you guys perform, hopefully they'll get on the cruise and watch you guys perform there live. What's it like to listen to you guys? What type of identity you guys have? Because, when we talk, like we try to blend in wrestling with music, they're kind of pretty similar too. In wrestling, you always want to create an identity. You want to connect with the audience. What type of connection do you guys have in terms of the music that you play that people will say, oh, you know what? When I hear this is what they're all about?
Yeah, I would hope first thing is party, All we're doing is like drinking, partying on stage. All our shows are big parties pretty much. So that's our main gimmick is
party.
Yep. For
that's
sure.
Awesome. You've got a bunch of gigs coming up here before the cruise. December 22nd, Whiskey Go Go. January 8th, Universal Bar and Grill. The 22nd of January, Docks Inn. And then on the 19th of February, Rock and Roll Pizza Bar. Anything else, guys? Anything else you want to plug here before we wrap this up?
Not really. Just looking forward to that Jericho Cruise. Follow us on Instagram. That's our biggest website. Bunch of silly videos on there. We post every day.
Come find us live at shows. Come party with us.
Yeah.
Guys, definitely have a great time on the cruise. Maybe we'll get you guys back on maybe before the cruise.
Don't party too hard. Right? We want you to remember it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely come back here before the cruise. We'll talk, but we'll definitely hype you guys up on social media and on the show as well. Glad you guys were able to get in. Looking forward to hearing stories about your time there as well. So definitely follow them on their social media. We _R_wasted on IG. Guys, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. Best of luck to you. We are wasted here on HSP Podcast.
Woo!